Oh, hello there. Oh, hello. I do hope you are well. How are we doing? How are we doing indeed? I see some people are ready for some bits and pieces. I'll not delay any further, as I already have, because I've kept him waiting and feel kind of bad. Feel kind of bad, man. So without further ado, I give you Mr. BloodSamus himself. Oh no! I can't unmute you. What the heck?
Is that better?
Oh, there we go. Excellent. Fantastic.
You muted me on Skype, yeah.
That's not great, is it?
Oh, on Skype.
No. Skype of all things.
I know. Crazy.
I know.
But hello.
Hello there. Nice to have you. Hello there. Hello. So I suppose I should probably explain what the purpose of this is, because it's very off brand, I suppose, and not what I normally do. But I feel like, even though I do know certain people in the community, I can't help but feel like, in a way, we should get to know each other a little bit better during some times where it can be a little bit dark and scary out there. Something like this is just something nice and new and whatnot. Look at that. What the hell's going on with that? Oh dear. Yeah, so you are my first.
Hello.
Hello there.
It feels like a real privilege.
No, the privilege is all mine. So I have a few questions for you. And there has been a number of questions elsewhere as well, which, as long as you are okay to talk about,
right,
I'll proceed to ask them. Again, just for sake of clarity, you do have the right to refuse any questions I may ask.
How nervous should I be?
Not at all, not at all. And for the purpose of your presence as well, because I know that you like to be family friendly, I'll be keeping myself family friendly from here on out as well.
Feel free to speak as you wish to speak. It's not, we're not on my stream, so it's okay. I won't be quite so strict here.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, though, is like, because I've got that monitor there with you on, that monitor with the questions and stuff on, and then the call on this one,
right?
But with the subtitles. That is like the weirdest bit. Skype with subtitles. Crazy, dude. Okay, so first off, welcome on in, everyone, as well. Hope you're well. Let's get down to the first question.
Right.
Introduce yourself. Tell us about your streams.
About my streams?
Yeah.
Well, I stream on Twitch, as some of you might know, as BloodSamus. Yeah, I guess started as a purely Soulsborne streamer, and kind of doing a lot of co-op, and I've kind of branched out since then into doing either challenges with Soulsborne or a lot of variety games that I enjoy, usually around the themes of Souls likes as well, or the occasional shooter and things. So yeah, we've kind of delved into quite a bit of variety the last year or so, but still sticking with obviously a lot of Soulsborne content and challenge runs, which I enjoy rocking through.
Wonderful.
And yeah, just a nice stream with a strong community and just a whole bunch of good times. I enjoy it.
Wonderful. Great stuff. So I'm going to potentially put in one or two questions that I feel may be appropriate after some answers that you give.
Right.
They're not going to be terribly evil. They're just what I've thought up on the spot. So I suppose the question that I thought of there was, how did you get into Soulsborne gaming?
How did I get into Soulsborne? Yeah, so I think it was first year uni at the time, and I was playing an awful lot of Call of Duty
Okay.
with a friend, because I didn't used to play anything like Soulsborne. I used to play pretty much shooters every so often. I'd play like a RPG or something, but nothing crazy. But yeah, I was on call with a friend, and they mentioned that there was a game coming out which was supposed to be really, really difficult, which would make me very upset and angry and frustrated while playing. And so I took that as a bit of a challenge. So obviously just bought it, pre-ordered it, and got Dark Souls 1 is that game. I should probably mention it was Dark Souls 1, and it kicked my butt a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I actually stopped playing for like 6 months. I got got partway through, which is like, I cannot deal with this. I even considered like farming up. There used to be like little farm exploits where you could get lots of easy souls in the forest, but no matter how high I leveled, I was getting really quite murdered. So yeah, I put it down for 6 months, and then it must have been at some point I was pretty bored, and I decided to load it back up again, because I really wanted to beat the games, or at least beat that game, and started up a fresh character and just didn't stop playing since. Yeah.
And you still haven't stopped.
Yeah, still playing.
Yeah.
Still wanting to play. Still wanting to play Dark Souls 1 as well.
Absolutely. So with that, obviously, I suppose that kind of led into the next question: is how did you actually get into streaming?
Well, I suppose, gosh, I knew about streaming. I think I was watching a YouTube video, and someone there was posting videos. They were called Peeve Peverson, and they had a Twitch channel. And from that, I found out about Twitch. Started watching them a whole bunch. They did a lot of Dark Souls 1 PvP stuff. They still do a lot of PvP stuff, but I started watching them there, and just enjoying what they were doing, being a little bit involved with their streams and doing invasions myself and things, and getting better and learning. And I really enjoyed Dark Souls 1 PvP, which probably isn't the most popular opinion, but I really enjoy it still. So streaming, certainly for Souls, was always with me since for like a long time, all the way from I suppose just before uni.
Okay.
No, it would have been during uni. Yeah, during uni I started engaging with streams, and then got more involved with some other communities, because when I was playing Dark Souls 1, I met another player called Dolphin Rage, who kind of introduced me to some low-level PvE streams. The first time hearing about someone called Rashane, who goes by Dragonfrost, and Dolphin was just like, yeah, there's this guy who's on New Game Max with a soul level 16 character, and I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I thought I was sure they must be hacking. They must be doing something mischief, but no, it was just a guy wearing full onion, just listening to their own music and just enjoying going through and summoning people and encouraging others to make low-level characters. And then so that's how I kind of got even more involved in like communities on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I suppose I then hadn't even really considered streaming myself, but I suppose I left a pretty awful job, and didn't really know what to do with myself. I was really burnt out with work, And yeah, I was in a pretty low place, and decided, after hanging out with some Twitch communities, I know certainly Kate Hate, I was hanging out in their stream a lot, Shrimpy Doodle, and I was just like, kind of thought, hey, I'd like to kind of share what I do, build up a community and just people to hang out with, and go from there. And
Wow.
so yeah,
Well,
started there, and it's been
well,
good.
I certainly think that you've achieved a great community. Now, with your streams, anyone who's visited your streams or frequents your streams all know that you are family friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know about you, but I find it incredibly difficult to remain family friendly. So, in that regard, what is the reasoning behind your family friendly tag? And are you family friendly in real life?
Right. So I'll start with the second question first. I generally am. I have nothing against swearing or anything in my personal life. I think that swear's a brilliant way of using language, but because they have to be which leads on to why I don't like it on stream, is because so much about swearing is because it's so multi-purpose. So much about the way it's used has to be contextualized, and to understand, because you can swear to be happy, to be angry, to be mad, and so often the way that you say it and the body language that you have is what informs that. You could be using the same words, and it can all
Yeah, absolutely.
And come out with completely different meanings. And so I found, certainly when I was watching streams, this is before I even thought about streaming myself, I find it really difficult to be in streams where people curse a lot, because I feel it, even if there isn't necessarily aggression meant or anything, it feels a bit more like an aggressive environment, even if that's not the intention, even if sometimes it totally makes sense and you can pick up the context. There are times when you can't, and I feel it just creates a vibe of kind of not necessarily feeling terribly happy. And so I was watching streams where they didn't swear, and they actually didn't allow it. I know certainly there was a streamer, Lethal Frag, who I used to watch a lot, still do. They ran a clean stream, and they had several thousand people watch them and stuff, and they're keeping it. And it was such a friendly environment. It was a calm environment. I could feel like I could just watch it and know that there wasn't ever going to be any like aggression or nonsense, and I felt like a good place. I really enjoyed it. And so I really kind of wanted to emulate that when I decided to start streaming. I just wanted to keep that on, because it felt like a safe place for me, and I want to provide a safe place and a calming place for others. So it just made sense to me, and I don't struggle with not swearing. I think the plenty of things can be put in place. There are ways to express how you're feeling without necessarily going to language which can mean anything. So yeah,
no, absolutely. I agree. Not that I would ever swear in a family friendly stream whatsoever.
No, you wouldn't. No, you definitely didn't.
God, no.
Definitely didn't put in the worst swears that my stream has ever seen. Yeah, without context.
No, not at all.
You wouldn't do that.
So we've already covered some of the Soulspawn parts of your life, but obviously we know that it is a huge part of your streaming career. We know that you have a large repertoire of games under your belt as well.
Mhm.
But the Soulsborne games are a huge love of yours. But if given the opportunity, would you become exclusively Soulsborne or any other type of streamer? For example, like VR or real life blogging, for example.
Mhm. I mean, I definitely never want to do IRL blogging. I like my privacy. I guess just having a separate space on stream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at sharing in real life either. So the idea of IRL blogging makes me feel just upset. I don't know, that might be an extreme word. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, I mean, I've already had the opportunity, I suppose, to be purely Soulsborne, but I like being able to share other games. I like what other games bring. I enjoy variety, and I might probably even do too much variety. Ideally, I'd be happy just doing Soulsborne and Souls-like content forever, but there are games I just enjoy streaming and I enjoy sharing. So I know one is Warframe I enjoy on top of everything else. Every so often it's just entertaining to do a chill shooter nonsense, like you don't really have to think too much about. So yeah, no, I'd want to be variety. I'd like to be even more variety than I am. But it's good to at least stick with Soulsborne, which is what most people are comfortable watching me play and most interested in watching me play. So yeah, and luckily I enjoy them something silly. So
yeah, I mean that always
so
helps.
Really
yeah. So we kind of going back to the family friendly tag in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You have a pretty tight schedule on what days you stream and what times you stream.
Mm-hmm.
Monday to Sunday with Wednesday off. Generally 1 o'clock ish to 7 o'clock ish.
Mm-hmm. Give or take, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you think you could change up to allow a better coverage of audience? Maybe like a late night stream for non-FF content, for example.
If I was to ever stream, no matter what time of the day it was, I'd want it to be family friendly. Yeah,
wonderful.
I don't think I'd ever want to do a stream where, it wasn't. As I say, I feel more comfortable in an environment where I can fully understand context of what people are saying, because people, have different ways of speaking and different things which can different ways of understanding language, and just by keeping it family friendly, it's better for me. I feel it's better for me when I'm viewing as well other streams. So I'd never want to not be family friendly.
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely.
But in terms of like streams, I mean, maybe I should think about doing late night streams or something, but I generally like the time I have and the schedule I have, and allows me to do stuff in the evenings normally and make plans with IRL people, and I like sleeping, so
yeah,
it lets me lie in a bit.
yeah
And get stuff done in the morning. It's I think it's a nice time to stream. So unless people really kind of make a point, just like I need one day of the week to be at a different time, I'm pretty happy to stick with my schedule. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you have chat up, but Scuttlefish says he stays up so late as it is. Don't tempt him.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm certainly not going to tempt you. 4
No.
o'clock Apex Legend.
Yeah, I mean,
games.
you certainly don't help with that.
Nope.
Mm.
You're well known for having a very calming persona and a relaxing voice. Is this natural, or is this something that you picked up on from viewing other streamers?
I think the first thing, whenever you are talking about like streams and how to be on stream, so often the most easy advice to give is just be as you are, right? And then it won't be training, you won't be having to put on like an act, it won't be it won't just be a bit of an awkward transition from real life to normal life. I feel like I'm the same on Twitch as I am in real life.
Okay.
I don't know. I can get maybe a bit more animated off stream. But once again, that's being able to interact with people and measure off of their energy, just like with anything else, you end up, I guess, a bit different. But yeah, no, I'm generally fairly laid back and calm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, other people have to answer that if I'm terribly different off stream. But no, I don't intend to change personalities or my general ambiance. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, your book reading streams, they're quite well known to relax people. You obviously have the sound effects in the background, and your pronunciation of words is very good.
Thank you.
Even when you need to look up a word on how it's pronounced, that even just that is that's satisfying.
Well, I was always told the most important thing to do when you're reading something, because obviously I shouldn't be blind reading if I'm doing it on Twitch anyway. I should probably read through so I know the general flow and the feel of a story before go through. But that's a lot of reading. So yeah, it's always important if you do find something new to find out about the word, and I'm happy to learn along with stream, because likely if I don't know a word, I'm happy to kind of learn it and share it, because other people may not know the words as well. So
absolutely. Okay, I'm getting down to a bit of the nitty-gritty now.
Okay,
you ready?
No.
The panic. Oh, no. So during some of your streams, you're known to have some troll viewers, some naughty messages appear. Not that I would ever do that. No. How do you deal with this in your head? For example, are you panicking and hoping that they'll naff off, or do you have complete control of the situation? You know what you're doing.
Oh no, it's always a panic. If someone comes in and the worst kind of troll viewer is, I think, someone who is just teetering on the edge of ban-worthy.
Okay, yeah.
So, they're either pushing boundaries with just odd questions, very personal questions that can be just uncomfortable, either saying just things out of the blue, like Ron Weasley, or just bizarre stuff, and you're just kind of just like, I don't know if I necessarily know how to handle beyond just I'll just be as calm as possible and as understanding as possible, because a lot of people don't mean to necessarily come off a bit trolly or awkward. That's just how they are, and I try and be as accommodating as I can to people acting different than I would necessarily act or speak, and I just try and keep it friendly. And usually if you're acting a certain way and your community's acting a certain way, someone new coming in is going to kind of feel the vibe, and either chill out or they will end up exploding because they don't understand how to deal with how we are, and they end up either leaving themselves or getting to the point where they need to be ushered on. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's always a stress, because you never know what someone's going through. You never know where they're coming from. So I feel I want to be as kind of patient as possible with people, and sometimes I realize quite often I'm too patient with a lot of people, and you end up, if people on the stream from the community are just like, this person's grating me, I'm feeling uncomfortable in chat with them, what they just said was inappropriate, then we'll look into further
on
solutions.
Just on that, with the addition of whether they need to be ushered on or not, I'll just take this opportunity to shout out your wonderful moderators, Rockets, Daz, Charlie, and whomever else that I've missed as well.
Go on, you can say yourself.
No.
You can go on. Yeah, great mod. Thank you.
But I'm also guilty of putting the two most horrendous words in your chat. So there we go. Anyway,
yeah.
The raccoons. Okay.
Yeah, Daz is a really good mod.
He is actually a very good moderator.
All things being said, he's when he's about, he's a really good mod.
Yeah. So taking a kind of a bit of a step away from Twitch for a moment, outside of streaming, what kinds of things do you like to do? For example, we know, as you've mentioned on stream before, that you like to go bouldering.
Not nearly done enough of since COVID, but yeah, now that things are settling, it's probably going to be a bit safer to go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also the last time I went bouldering, there was a ferret incident, so.
Yeah, so I heard.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't be great to climb with a terrifying ferret at your ankles.
Yeah, it started off in the ceiling, so. Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay.
Yeah.
So as providing that you're okay to, talk about the other kinds of things that you like to do, by all means.
Yeah. Gosh. Well. I obviously enjoy gaming.
Yeah.
Not just on stream, offline I do, and I like playing games with peeps I've met online through the community. So I mean,
yeah,
we may well be ending up playing some stuff later tonight as well. So
maybe.
I enjoy a lot of games. I tend to maybe not play so much Soulsborne offline, but because I do plenty of that online. But yeah, so I do that. I enjoy reading. I'm trying to get into reading a bit more, and read different types of books, because I'm very much obsessed with one series, and I need to actually start reading. I need to find out that Bernard Cornwell is not the only author that exists. So I'm working on reading more. And yeah, no, otherwise, yeah, I make sure to, I guess, meet up with friends every week, IRL, and we'll go a pub or hang out with them wherever. Yeah, I don't really get up to too much. I'm a bit of a hermit, so I just tend to hang out with people online and make sure to get out of the house at least once a week. Yeah. But yeah, if I'm not streaming, I'm either still playing games or I'm reading and have my feet up. So yeah.
Oh, lovely. I mean, having your feet up's always a bonus.
Yeah, I don't sit down enough, do I?
No, not at all.
All the sitting is how I keep my figure. It's all right.
All right. Well, let me just stretch that a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You're well known for your genius intellect on some subjects. You've just mentioned one, Lord of the Rings, lamps, light bulbs.
Like I can tell you things about light bulbs, which would put the fear in you.
Oh Lord. As well as your intelligence in games. How do you prepare for certain games, especially like for challenge runs? What goes through your mindset? For example, like your recent rune level 1 on Elden Ring, your soul statistics and Dead Cells builds.
A lot of nothing. I mean, I very much just I get a feeling I want to do a run. Either I've seen someone mention it, or obviously the rune level 1, soul level 1s have been done forever. I've done plenty, so I wanted to do it on Elden Ring, and I went in. I mean, that's a prime example. I just started. I didn't know what weapons were good. I didn't know what weapons I could use either. And yeah, just went for it. I don't plan anything. Like with you mentioned like my soul's stats and things. So anything where I've got a build for something, that will generally be I have made something and then I put it down on paper or online, whatever, after the fact. So yeah. That was pretty much. I don't plan anything, so I never got an idea in mind. I tend not to watch other challenge streams, so I don't know good ways to go about stuff. I don't know the conventional strats, and I end up learning more about conventional strats because when I'm doing them, people will ask me why I'm not doing XYZ because other person does XYZ, and I'm just like, I don't know about it. Yeah.
I mean, what you said before on stream, you know, for people who haven't seen your challenge run stuff before, is that you never tend to watch anyone do any of the strats that you do. You come up with your own. Is it a matter of like remembering certain aspects of a game that you can utilize? For example, like in Dead Cells, there's an ability that lets you heal from being poisoned. Is that something that you'll preemptively go, oh, I could use that for this kind of area?
Oh, no, I mean, if I pick it up, I'll then be more likely to go through that area. But certainly, the thing, talking about like Dead Cells and roguelikes, the thing I love about the games is the amount of variety that you can do with it. I don't necessarily mind about not having optimal gear. In fact, it's quite often more entertaining if you don't have optimal gear and you have to play around that and learn it. So certainly like Dead Cells, I know particular items I like, And if I see them, I'll be just like, yeah, all right, I'll go for, I'll pick that up if it's, obviously going to be notably better than what I've already got, but I won't go out of my way to plan a build or something. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't ever enjoy going necessarily optimal. I think there's so much more joy in finding the messy nonsense that you can find out by finding stuff out, even if it sounds like it's stupid. Even if you know it's stupid, you then have to work around that. Like
Yeah.
and yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Awesome.
So there's very little thought about optimization if I'm doing roguelikes.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, in terms of like your soul statistics and builds kind of things, and how silly, I suppose, we can get is your wonderful no heal build.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
I mean, to anyone else, it not having an Estus flask sounds mental. But actually, when actually watching how much you can heal by is also equally as mental, provided that you play the build right. So I suppose is that your way of like saying that's how you'd like to play messy, but in a way that it's also quite controlled.
I mean, certainly with the no heal build, that was just I someone, what was it, on Tear, someone I used to play with, I knew from Dark Souls 1 days, known them for ages and ages and ages. They had mentioned the idea of creating a no heal build, and they came to the conclusion it wasn't viable.
Oh.
And so I kind of picked up from there and was just like, well, let's, I think it is. And so started messing around with different weapons, different rings, different stats, and ended up because they were the person who had mentioned the Old Wolf curve sword to me, which obviously became the main weapon I used and the most important part of the build. And that they said that ultimately, it wasn't good enough to warrant having a pure no heal, and it wasn't enough healing. And so I was just like, well, what else can we do to get extra healing from that? And then you just pop on just like 2 different rings, and already you've got a build which is totally viable and totally works without you needing that, and a little bit of fiddling around with some extra rings and another offhand weapon. Suddenly it works fine. And then I started playing it, didn't stop playing it because I got kind of obsessed with the idea of not wanting to use my Estus anyway, and I don't know how to really play. I don't know how to play the game anymore with having to heal or know when to heal, because obviously the no heal, its entire strength is aggression gives you health back, so you go in, you hit, whereas having to use an Estus, you need to wait for a pause and you need to get back, make sure you're safe, and I don't know how to do that anymore. And it's so easy not to have to think about Estus.
Yeah,
I don't.
I say that I'm agreeing, but I mean, you're mental.
When someone says that it looks hard because I don't use Estus, it's the easiest build in the world. It's it's easy mode. Imagine a build where you don't need to use Estus because you just heal.
It's easy. True. Yeah. Okay. Now that you mention it like that, yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's easy.
Just get good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this was one of the questions that I posed to you beforehand, and you said obviously that you can't really do because you're not in control of a certain other individual who frequents your streams. But this question is not so much a question, but more of a command. Give Madam Mim a tickle for us when you get a chance.
When there's opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's
yes.
I will. I will. From you.
Wonderful. Tell us about what kind of horror games you really like, because you are known to play some horror games on stream. Can you let us know what really makes you boo?
What makes me boo?
Gosh,
I tend not to focus on horror games, but obviously I enjoy Phasmo a lot. That is a particular game which I kind of just fall in love with, and yeah, I suppose. What do I like about Phasmo? I like the unknown timing aspect of it, and the swap up of tasks and different ways to identify ghosts, and it becomes like its own little. It becomes like a minor stress, and suddenly, and you kind of hyperfixate on trying to find a ghost, and then all of a sudden, I know that you don't find it scary, but yes.
Me scared? No. Never.
But yeah, no, having the unknown of when it's going to appear, the nature and the ways it does extra spooks and things, even just the subtle things like a little movement of a knife. When you're hyperfixated on trying to find a clue or identify where it is, it just works really nicely for me to be spooky and scary. And it knows what it's doing. It knows what the kind of game it is. By which I think it's important to mention stuff like, was it Alien Isolation? Really didn't enjoy that. That's supposed to be a spooky game. As much as I wish I could enjoy it, and that's because I didn't understand. I don't get the feeling of whether or not it's meant to be an action game or a horror game. And it ends up feeling like neither to me. It feels a bit like a mess. So yeah, where you're able to fight off a monster, that's fine, brilliant. But yeah, no, I didn't particularly find that scary, and the way that it engages, just you end up losing that fear with the monster. You're just like, well, as soon as it sees me, I'm dead. There is no like great hope. You either play so slow you fall asleep, or you play fast enough where you're just like, oh, I've been seen, guess I'll die and just do that again.
Yeah.
And it breaks me out of the immersion aspect of that. Yeah.
But kind of building on that with the horror theme, you've gone through the Resident Evil series once, twice, playing a majority of the games, including ones we shan't mention.
Yep.
How does that make you feel? Do you feel like they are horror games, or do you feel like they're more action?
Well, they're action games, aren't they? They're action games. Obviously there's the earlier games, a bit more kind of environmental kind of aesthetic is very spooky and scary, and it's a bit slower paced, and you can get more scared. But they feel like action games to me. Especially, I mean, obviously the later ones, 4 onwards, it's just obviously an action game.
I'm not saying that 6 is not a good horror game.
I mean, it's just not a good game, full stop.
Yeah, but I hear that there's going to be stream for you and Daz to play number 6?
No, we played part of it, and we did a stream with it, and we were both, because it's one of those, you hear, everyone remembers 6 being terrible, everyone heard 6 was terrible, but how much of that kind of feeling was everyone around me is hating this game, it's just come out, it's being panned, have I been influenced because of public opinion? And you're just like, okay, let's go back to it. Let's go back. Let's try it again. Yeah, it turns out it's just a bad game.
Yeah. No, it was terrible.
Yeah. So I should just learn to trust the me who played it the first time. But yeah, we both played a stream of it and decided to put it down because it was that bad. It was just terrible.
Yeah. Oh God, no. Every time I think about you and Daz playing Resident Evil, is just the part with Ashley, or what's his name? Boss dude. Blonde hair, shades. Wesker, and you're firing that rocket launcher and it just goes past him.
So that was the obviously Resi 5, which I know might not be popular. I enjoyed how I find it a really funny game. I enjoy it an awful lot. Obviously, it's hard to call it a Resi game beyond it just having the characters. But it's a really entertaining game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was the Wesker fight before you get into the bomber to spread all the virus places, then you get shot down into a volcano because why not?
Wow.
But yeah, that was the last rocket we had because I missed so many beforehand, and that was the last one. I managed to lose the last one as well.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So when you're not streaming yourself, what kinds of things do you enjoy watching to relax on Twitch?
On Twitch?
Or in general?
In general, oh gosh. Well, certainly Twitch. I mean, obviously, I lurk something hardcore in most of the community streams. I tend to, when I'm not streaming, I like just to be quiet. So I'll just be sat watching. So, but yeah, there's some other streams which, certainly outside of the community I watch. So I mentioned Lethal Frag earlier. They're just relaxing, crazy good at roguelike games, and they really think about what's going on. They're very knowledgeable, and it's just entertaining to watch how they go through and consider how they're playing. So yeah, they're amazing. Obviously, I watch a particular streamer I mentioned quite a bit called Choco Taco. He's again just so relaxing to listen to and so talented at what they do. And they're able just to go through the most stressful things, but they take it just like they're in just chatting, just having a good old chinwag with whoever.
Yeah.
Even during like the most stressful gunfights you can watch. So I find them really relaxing. Basically anything which is relaxing, I'm quite happy to.
Wonderful.
To watch. Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie that is actually the end of my questions. But
all right, okay.
We have had some chat questions, and providing that they are okay to read out to you, you may answer them. You can also have the right to refuse. And if there's any questions in the chat that they want to pose as well, as long as they are appropriate and non-offensive, then by all means, fire away.
Yes.
Objection. Hearsay.
You asked the question.
Don't. I have been keeping up with that. That is just ridiculous. So one question is, how Samus got Mim, and how has it been living with her?
I just had my my sister's now husband's sister had a litter of kittens and asked if anyone wanted some, and I've wanted a cat for the longest time, and so literally just was like, yeah, could I have a cat? And yeah,
awesome.
and so yeah, got them at 8 weeks, just over 8 weeks old, and it's just been wonderful. Yeah, they've settled in really nicely. They like to scratch. Well, they certainly used to like to scratch things. They're not so bad anymore. So
Wonderful.
yeah, I mean, there's this cat. They relax. They enjoy sleeping. So I pretty much do exactly what I do. Yeah.
I mean, you're the human equivalent of a cat,
Yeah.
really, aren't you?
Eat, sleep. They don't sleep as much as I do, but yeah.
All right. Here's a good one. Here's a bright burning question.
Oh dear.
Beard or no beard?
Beard or no beard? I prefer having beard. I think, I feel like I want to give it a bit of a trim at the moment, but yeah, no, I prefer a beard over no beard. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't have one otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I remember there was a period of time where you were contemplating getting rid of it altogether again, and
I did.
Yeah.
I shaved it and then was just like, yeah, this was a mistake, and grew it back.
I actually got rid of a majority of mine recently as well, and I'm also fully regretting that.
No,
I'm just going to say this question that's been put in chat. By all means, you don't have to answer it, but I know Crazy has an affinity for his legs. Have you ever coveted the legs of an Adonis? No, just
legs,
say no.
Legs are cool. I don't know. There you go.
So, an interesting one for me was, what is your favorite scary movie?
What's my favorite scary movie? Oh lords, I've not really seen any scary movies.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought.
But I've seen like a few, I don't know if I've ever seen a. I mean, someone would have to give an example of a scary movie, but I don't think I've seen a scary movie which I've thought was fantastic. Mate, I mean, can we count Alien as a scary movie?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll go Alien then.
Yeah, I mean, the original Alien movie is most definitely a horror movie. It's horror sci-fi, but
yeah,
I mean,
we'll go with
terrifying.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, if I had a male cat, I'd call them Jonesy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. This question as well, I genuinely thought was fantastic. What is the gaming achievement that you are most proud of?
Gaming achievement I'm most proud of? What am I most proud of in gaming? Oh, yeah. So, Call of Duty 4. Highest difficulty, was it Mile High Club mission?
Okay, yeah.
Done.
Really?
Easy. Yeah, that one. I'm proud of doing that. I have no idea, but that was one I was really happy with getting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy.
I don't know why I'd remember that one specifically, seeing as I don't really play Call of Duty anymore. Yeah, no, that was one I was very happy with.
Question in chat from Charlie. Would you consider a hitless Bloodborne?
Gosh. I mean, potentially. I'd just have to cover the cost of therapy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that'd be rough.
It's one of those where I don't know if I was to do a hit list again, if I could do it blind.
Hmm.
Maybe. No, I don't think I'm good enough at Bloodborne to like consider it.
I'll not say anything. So I think you're lying, sir.
I mean, it's a quite extreme thing to do, isn't it?
Apparently, I have to say bonk.
Bonk. Yeah.
So just looking also at the pictures on your wall behind you. Something that's kind of just sparked in my little brain bits. Obviously, you play on PC and PS5. But what other consoles have you played on?
Full stop.
And what would be your favorite?
Gosh. Okay. Yeah. So Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance.
Wow.
DS, 3DS. N64, GameCube, Wii, Switch, 360. PlayStation 2, 3, and 4 and 5. Although I've not ever played a game on the PlayStation 2, but I have it. The Dreamcast. I bought it because I felt bad about emulating Silent Hill 2. No. Yeah.
So you bought the physical copy?
Not of the game.
Not of the game?
No, of the console, and I bought the physical copy of the game, but for a different console. Because a physical copy of Silent Hill 2 is like 200 quid. So
really?
Yeah, they're expensive. Wow. So yeah.
Okay.
So what else have I mean, yeah.
So you would say that you were pretty much in your younger years a bit of a Nintendo.
Oh yeah, I was a Nintendo kid.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah, for sure.
Pixel the Hero, what about Sega Saturn? I know like one person that had one. Well, now you know two, because I had one as well.
No.
Yep, with what was it, Sonic pinball on it as well. Classic. Incredible. It was terrible. And it had was it
well, at least they've not changed the quality of their games. That's good.
Yeah. So I do have a few more questions, if that's okay to pose them to you.
Yeah, go crazy.
Let me just get them up. So, you have spoken about your name before, BloodSamus, but for those who haven't been in your streams when you've explained, why the name BloodSamus?
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it is just comes off of my brother's old gamer tag, I suppose, which was Alec Falcon, which was a mix of his two favorite characters at the time, Alec Trevelyan from GoldenEye, and Captain Falcon, which he stuck together to get Alec Falcon. And so yeah, I kind of just followed that. I went with Blood from the cloned rival of Captain Falcon in the Sony game series. There was a character called Blood Falcon, so that's where the blood came from. And my favorite Super Smash character at the time was Samus. Still is, as it happens. But yeah, so BloodSamus was born.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I used to used to go by UQuad, but that was many years ago.
Go by what? Sorry.
UQuad. It was 4 rows QOD. Yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
that was my first name,
There
but
you go.
I've not been on that since before the 360. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally made BloodSamus for the 360 because I needed a gamer tag. Yeah.
What is your favorite dungeon crawler?
Binding of Isaac, right? Yeah.
I approve of that.
Yeah, the Binding of Isaac. Yes.
Question in chat by Crazy. How old is your Steam profile? Again,
Yeah, old. Yeah. I mean, I've probably had it more than half my life. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, a while. Because I mean, I'm. Yeah.
In all of the Soulsborne games,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I know what this answer is going to be. What is the most fun weapon to use?
Where? Sorry.
In all of the Soulsborne
life?
games.
Oh, right.
Yeah, in all of the Soulsborne games.
The most fun weapon to use. Well, I tend not to have fun.
Yeah, well, that's.
Well, I mean, the weapon I'm just going to say that the weapon I'm most obsessed with, and I enjoyed saying thorough, which is the old Wolfco sword from Dark Souls 3.
Mm-hmm.
In Dark Souls 1, love the scythe, not the great scythe, but the weapon called just scythe. Favorite weapon there. There, Dark Souls 2, I really love the Alone Bewitched sword. Then Bloodborne. I can never decide whether or not I prefer the wheel or the Shikage. Probably the Shikage because it's just so stupid powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Demon Souls. I'm not sure. I don't know what I enjoy there. Yeah.
Not Demon Souls. Not that I'm. What game would you like to experience again for the first time? If you could.
If I could, first game for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh. I mean, it used to be. The problem is, I'd have to forget every other game.
Wow.
Because the problem, like, if I was to say Dark Souls 1 after playing Dark Souls 3, the mechanically, obviously 3 has improved so much more. It'll feel disjointed and wonky.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel because obviously like Dark Souls 1's my favorite game of all time. So, but yeah, I wouldn't want to. I don't know that there's any game I'd want to forget anymore or play again. I feel like most games I've played, thinking on it, I'm happy to remember the experience rather than try and go, because there are better things than stuff I've played in the past out now, but they just don't hit in the same way, and nostalgia's a powerful thing, and I won't end up with the same nostalgia. So that's a really boring answer, isn't it?
No, it's very profound actually. Yeah. You managed to turn what you thought was a boring answer into a very philosophical one. Now, some of these questions I've purposefully left out, but I'm gonna do it just for Kaz.
Okay.
You can probably imagine.
No, I'm sure it's going to be lovely.
What is more gross? A foot.
2 feet. I know.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you. What happened in Death's Gambit to make you hate the game so much?
To make you hate the game so much? I mean, the game happened. I'd say, like, obviously they've turned themselves around amazingly, and they've improved so much more. So the movement's better, the animations feel better, the balance of the different weapons is so much better, the difficulty is improved. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was a poorly made game. The enemies moved wonkily, had unlimited range. The weapons were so obviously skewed to trying to encourage you to use one or two.
Yeah. But like you said, rightly so, they've certainly redeemed themselves with the free update.
Yep.
It was a very good game.
It totally changed it around. Yeah, it felt like a it felt like it wasn't just made by a kid. So,
yeah.
It felt like it was made by an actual team.
So Keith's Break Room has put a question in chat, which is quite weird because my next question was going to be about the same thing, just worded quite differently. A couple of years ago, Samus was contemplating a name change. I remember Smouse was a possibility.
Yep.
Does he ever still consider changing the name? And if so, why?
Yeah, every day. Every day I want to swap to Smouse, and that account is continuously inactive for like 9 months at a time, and then they keep on coming on or something. Yep, I'm literally just camping that name. Someone made it. If I changed when I wanted to, I'd have it, but when I came around the second time to want to change, someone had made the account a couple of months before. I don't enjoy having blood in my name anymore. It gives the wrong impression of the vibe I want for my stream. I don't really enjoy having Samus in my name anymore because I don't want to be associated with a particular series or company.
Yep.
And yeah, no, I want Smouse as a name, and I'm happy on it because it's similar enough, and I get called it already. And I like it short, simple, and easy. Yeah.
Cool. So I think if it's okay with you, we're going to start to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's all good.
Let you go and have some food.
Mm-hmm.
Actually have a bit of a break as well.
We've been streaming just before this as well.
Yeah. But one last thing before we go, and I think it's all on everyone's mind when you play Dark Souls 3.
Mm-hmm.
We always ask, have you done Medea yet?
I want to.
Why Medea?
Why Medea? Oh gosh. I mean they're the best like large boss fight I think that From Software have done. Obviously, like a lot of their bosses, they have a lot of large bosses, certainly in say like Bloodborne or Elden Ring. But the thing about Medea is they are so cinematic when you fight them. Or at least the way to fight them, and to fight them the easiest, is the most cinematic as well. So you'll so often see people will go up and they'll run around behind, they'll try and stand underneath Medea, and that on the face of things seems really safe because obviously you're not in front of its head. And people then complain that you can't see what moves it's doing. Well,
of course,
you're in front of the head. Yeah. But if you're in front, it's so clear as day what moves it's doing, when it's doing them. It looks super impressive. You get double damage on the head as well. So the whole problem about them being a sponge is negated. I mean, there are loads of longer fights than Medea. So I never quite understand when people say it's just a sponge bots, because it's not a long fight. If you just bonk it on the head, which is the safest way to fight it and the fastest way to fight it and the best way of looking. I think it's a fantastic fight because it encourages you to play it in the most cinematic way. Yeah. This is something I have an issue with Elden Ring, is I don't feel that you have that same experience of engaging far away and still making the boss look good or fast or easy. So.
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, there's that one move that Medea does where they tilt the head up, let out that big roar, the wings splay out. Yep. Looks so good. And I think there was only one boss in Elden Ring that kind of reminded me of how cinematic it can look. And it was it Lich Dragon? Fortisax.
So again, they've got a lot of moves which are the same as Medea's. They have an awful lot of moves, and you can, and like certainly, it's a really cinematic fight and it's brilliant. But you have to really, if you want to fight it in the same way where you're seeing all its attacks, you're seeing its full body, and it's still attacking you, and you can dodge. You really need to be patient. It's really slow with its attacks. It doesn't take much initiative at all, and it's got like 3 attacks up front, which are interesting to fight. Everything else is all based upon trying to stop you from just standing underneath it. And they seem to have forgotten to make it entertaining to fight from the front, which is a shame. But yeah, that is the most cinematic fight, I think, and the nicest big fight. But yeah, I still think that they didn't capture it anywhere near as well as Medea. So although it looks very impressive, obviously it looks an impressive dragon, but it doesn't look like a good fight.
Yeah.
Which I think there's a difference between those two things. So,
yeah, no, absolutely. Right. On that note, thank you for answering all of the questions that I posed.
Yep, pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I think it goes without saying, if anyone in the chat hasn't followed BloodSamus yet, now's the opportunity to go and do so. Again, thank you very much for making my first streamer interview. I think quite a successful one, and gives a little bit more of a insight to the person that we'll be viewing and chatting to. Thank you very much for the shout outs there as well, Kaz. Appreciate it. And thank you everyone for joining in as well. We do have some more lined up. I've got 3 other streamers willing to take part, and we'll be sorting those within the next few weeks. I'm going to let Samus go and actually eat now, considering I've starved him to death. Yeah, alrighty.
Yeah.
Take care, and thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. And bye-bye for now.
Yeah, see you later.
Catch you later.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I, did the wrong one. That's just... Oh, good. Man. Well, that was fantastic. Not gonna lie, I really enjoyed that. And I feel like perhaps some people enjoyed it too. I know it's been a bit of a shorter stream, but as you've probably seen in the Discord recently, my work has been somewhat busy recently. So this is why I wanted to also do an interview, is because it's, even though it's given me the opportunity to get to know the person that we watch and communicate with online a little bit more. It lets us delve into their lives a little bit more as well. And like I said at the beginning, with the world in its current way, I think it's nice to just have something a little bit different and a little bit nicer than viewing the terribleness that's currently going on. So, Wax redeemed, give Loki and Arwen a treat. Oh my lord. Arwen's gonna come running back. Let me try and get this sorted. Just hang on. Just hang on! How do I do this? How do I do this? There we go. Oh, here she comes. Woo! Thank you very much, Samus, for joining. It's very much appreciated. I know I kind of sprung it on you late in the week. Don't know if Loki will come. She's I think she's asleep downstairs. One more then. There we go. Wonderful. Enjoy them. Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining me and Arwen and BloodSamus as well. Next week, hopefully next week, we'll have one of the Vikings of Twitch joining us on stream, so thoroughly recommend not missing that.
Then let's head down into that cellar and carve ourselves a witch.
Biggs, thank you very much. Bless you. Rockets, thank you very much as well. Good grief. Now, don't start. This is... No. Save your pennies for sweeties. Though I do appreciate it. Thank you ever so much, Rockets. I hope you're well. Have you, you just got home from work?
You like scary movie?
Bless you. Yeah, so, with that, let's go and find somebody to raid. And let me just saw this. Monitor. You sexy bastard. You just woke up, actually. It's your it's your weekend. Dude. Wonderful, wonderful shizzle. Okay. I think we know who we're gonna go and raid. Volume. Stop it. Get some help. Right. Streamlabs. So we are gonna go and raid Rob. The island of. He's playing a game that I absolutely adore called Apsilov End of Gods. So please give him a follow. say hello and whatnot. I wish I could raid more than one person at a time, because there is a few people on as well that I would love to go and see. Again, I just want to say a big thank you to BloodSamus for joining me, and a big thank you to you lot as well. It's been really fun, just chilling and doing this. It's been a lot of fun, been very intriguing. So yeah, I will say that you shall have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the rest of your night. Ta-ta.